Take two. I think the X-E2 managed to switch itself off after 2 minutes. Perhaps I was rambling for too long. I think I need to change the setting on that on the power management thing to stop it shutting itself down. So today was just an opportunity to come out and do a quick test of the X-E2 and the X-E1. Didn't really go very well, to be honest. It's a very short vet's appointment today, so didn't really get a lot done there. The X-E1 I brought with the 27mm attached, and the X-E2 has got the 16mm f2.8 attached. Just an opportunity to use both cameras, really. As I say, don't really think I've got a lot. Didn't really feel on it first thing, to be honest. And by the time I'd felt a little bit more like it, the vet's appointment was over and it was time to come back to the car, which is where we are now. Just recording a quick vlog. We'll see how this comes out. Filming the vloggy bit on the X-E2. Manual focus. Tried setting it up, just propping it on the dashboard. We'll see how it comes out. All good so far though with both cameras, enjoying them, even though I've had a limited chance to use them, and hopefully we're going to get a bit more in the near future. So having now had the opportunity to review the output from the testing of the X-E1 and X-E2, or very short testing of the X-E1 and X-E2 in Petersfield, come to a couple of conclusions. One is, for me, in terms of shooting style and process, etc., there's not a lot of difference between the two cameras, which is great. X-E2 has a bit more flexibility in terms of customizable buttons and that sort of thing, so in the long term that may prove to be better for me. One thing that really stood out is that I was shooting JPEG and RAW, and the cameras are both set up with the same-ish, almost exactly the same film simulation recipe from Fuji-X Weekly, and it's an 8-cross type thing. So from a perspective of visualizing in black and white, it's great, because obviously what you see through the viewfinder is entirely monochrome, and that's brilliant. But the JPEGs are obviously based on that recipe, and that's fine. My only issue is that every time I look at a straight out of camera JPEG of my own, I can almost always see something that I'd like to change about it, and maybe it's the level of contrast, maybe it's the exposure, but usually there's something there's some improvement I feel as though I can make in post-processing. So I'm kind of not really wedded to the JPEG output thing. I know a lot of people like the idea of using something straight from the camera, and that's the most pure form of the photograph, etc., etc. But for me, I just it just doesn't sit well. Not having the full capability of the image, or the full, not having all of the detail and all of the information there that I can work with, which is what the RAW gives you. So RAW is definitely the way for me to go, I think, in terms of image capture, and that's what I've been doing for the last decade, is just shooting RAW and not so much worrying about the JPEGs. And the second thing that was clear was that whilst I was focusing very much on monochrome, there were some of the images that I took that I think work better with colour. So I'll post some, at the end of the video, I'll post some of each, and see what you think. But I think I was maybe a little bit too blinkered in my approach, and I think I need to be a bit more open-minded. I've got some other recipes from Fuji-X on the cameras, which are colour recipes, and I think I need to, it'll help when I've got a bit more time, because I was a bit rushed on this particular Petersfield trip. And it'll help when I've got more time, but I need to spend a little bit more time visualising, not just in monochrome, but I think I need to think a bit more about my colour photography as well. So I think there's a couple of important lessons in that trip for me, even though it was only a short trip. So that's good news. I'll be interested if anyone's got any comments on this particular topic.